Today we're going to be working on the fundamentals of two-handed backhand. My son Taylor Fritz has a great two-hander, top 10 in the world. I want to show you a little bit about how we developed it. On the two-handed backhand, if you're right-handed, I want that right hand in a continental grip. Slide that left hand down there. I want both hands touching each other. If you'll notice, the racket head is high. My elbows are out in front of me. They're not tucked in. The first move I want you to make on this is you turn the wrist so you're almost looking through the strings. As you're turning the wrist, the shoulders will move at the same time. You're pivoting on the left foot. You drop that racket head. It should pick up speed. Let's go over that again. We make that little turn. See how my elbows are tucked in by making that turn? You pick up speed, the momentum. Through the ball, take it nice and early. Have relaxed wrists, nice and early, finish over the shoulder. One thing I want to stress is that the hands need to be touching each other. You do not want them separated. You do not want them working independently. You want all one continuous motion from here. The racket never stops and picks up speed through that ball. Throw that weight into it, stepping in with that right foot, taking it early. Okay, we're going to demonstrate what we just talked about with the two-handed backhand. Watch the high racket head. Watch the little turn that he makes to start the stroke. Watch the follow through, and we'll go from there. There we go. See how he drops that racket head under the ball. Great shot, great follow through. Now I'd like to take a little time and talk about the two-handed backhand, the footwork on this shot. As we're moving to our side on a cross-court backhand, we want to line it up with our left foot, our back foot. We've got the racket here already. We step into the ball with the toe pointing a little bit like a 45-degree angle. Please do not step this way and block your hip. When you step here, now you can go a little heel toe. So we're here, heel toe. As the weight hits the front foot, you should be making the contact out in front. You have to be careful though. I've taught a few students that took it literally. They went heel toe like this. It's just a very subtle move where you're here and then the toe comes down maybe a quarter second later or 1/10 of a second later. Okay, now we're going to go to the footwork on the two-handed backhand up the line. We want you to turn those hips and shoulders a little more. Got to give you a higher clearance over the net. That last step, I want that foot to be at a 45-degree angle, not across the baseline, not stepping across. So we'll show you a little of that right now. Now look at that foot. He goes heel, toe, nice turn, and reaches out through that ball. Lets the momentum of the swing carry on out through the shot where his hands are reaching. That's it. Drop that racket head, low to high. Nice. One more thing you want to think about on the two-handed backhand technique is when you drop that racket head, you want the wrist and everything to be nice and comfortable, loose. Drop that racket head below the bottom of the ball. Brush up on the bottom back of the ball. Very important when you start out. You got to learn that brush. You got to get that top spin. Up and down, you want to make that ball go. All right, we've got Peter demonstrating dropping that racket head below the ball, come from low to high, brushing up and getting that real good spin on the ball, that top spin. Top spin is essential because it allows you to hit out on the shot, hit the ball as hard as you want, and it's still going to go in. Very good. Now I'd like to move on to preparation on your two-handed backhand. A lot of people make the mistake of once the ball hits, they start taking the racket back. I want that racket back earlier so when that ball does hit, you're coming forward to meet the ball. You look at Taylor's backhand, he's prepared, he's back there early, doesn't matter how hard it hits. When that ball hits, he's coming forward. Now when you get a ball that's especially hard and deep, you want to absorb that ball. You don't want to try to hit that ball back twice as hard as it came. You want to prepare really early, get down, get that racket behind the ball, and just time it. Don't try to muscle that ball. A lot of top players, when that ball comes deep and hard, they make the mistake of taking the racket back after it's bounced. I want that racket coming forward. As soon as that ball hits the ground, you want that racket coming forward to meet it. Then you're not going to be late. And now we're going to demonstrate that racket going back early preparation, and his racket's actually going to start coming forward as that ball hits on his side of the net. The racket will be coming forward. We'll demonstrate that. So that racket back's early. When that ball hits, he will not mistime the ball because that racket back's early. It's back early and he's going forward as soon as that ball hits on his side of the court. All right, this point is very important because when that ball hits on your side of the net, you want your racket to be coming forward as opposed to taking it back at that time. You won't be late, you'll be taking that ball early all the time. Continuing on with our two-handed backhand, if you'll notice, we've got 3 balls on the court about 5 or 6 inches apart. So this would be, the first ball is the ball that you're going to be hitting, but I want you to visualize that you're going to hit another ball in front of it and another ball in front of that to keep that racket going on a straight line. A lot of times people have different grips and stuff. There's one thing that's constant in every stroke is you have to hit through the ball. So you stay down, you hit that first ball, and then visualize you're hitting the second and the third. Peter will demonstrate that right now. Boom, boom, boom. See how that racket stayed on the straight line? So if you're a little late or you're a little early, you're expanding your hitting zone. So you're going to try to keep that ball in the strings a little longer. As you can see, Peter, who used to be a natural one-hander when he was on the tour, he's learning something new, but he progressed greatly in about 30 minutes going through these steps. His two-hander got really, really good because the technique was good. You have to have the technique. You can go out and hit 1,000,000 balls. If there is such a number, you hit 1,000,000 and all of a sudden you become a pro, there'd be a lot of pros out there. It's the technique. You have to get that down.